No one noticed Lina the day the shouting started. People crowded outside a small salon at Maple Junction, voices rising, hands scratching their heads, eyes full of anger and pain. Some women cried. Others shouted her name like it burned their tongues. Call the police. She has ruined our hair. Inside the salon, Lina stood still. Her hands shook. The same hands people once praised for being gentle. The same hands that once dreamed of saving her family. If anyone had told Lina years ago that her dream would end this way, she would have laughed. But dreams don't warn you before they turn into nightmares. For years earlier, Lina's world was much quieter. Every morning before sunrise, she swept the floors of Brightway Salon, a popular beauty place owned by Madame Rosalind. The salon was always busy. Women came in laughing, talking, and leaving with shiny hair and proud smiles. Lina watched everything. She watched how braids were sectioned. She watched how relaxers were mixed. She watched how customers were handled with sweet words and quick hands. But watching was all she was allowed to do. For 4 long years, Lina remained an apprentice. Not because she was slow. Not because she was careless. But because Madame Rosalind never trusted her with real customers. Don't touch that head, Madame Rosalind would say sharply. You'll spoil my customer's hair. So Lina swept. She washed towels. She washed hair. She ran errands. She stood quietly in corners, learning with her eyes and heart. Other girls came after her. Girls who didn't even know how to part hair properly. Within months, they were already braiding customers and earning tips. Lina watched them too. She smiled when they succeeded. She clapped for them. But inside, something slowly broke. At home, life was harder. Her mother sold vegetables by the roadside, sitting under the hot sun from morning till evening. Some days she returned with little money. Some days with none. Lina's younger sister, Maura, was often sick. Fever came and went like an unwanted visitor. Hospital visits were delayed because money was never enough. Welcome back, besties. This is another intriguing story and it's about greed. Sit back and enjoy, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification for more. There were nights Lina slept hungry, pretending she wasn't. Still, she believed. One day, she whispered to herself every night, I will become a stylist. One day, I will help my family. She believed patience was the key. Then one morning, everything changed. Brightway Salon did not open. Customers stood outside, confused. Apprentices gathered, whispering. By afternoon, news spread. Madame Rosalind was sick. Very sick. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. The salon remained closed. No explanation. No salary. No message. Lina waited. She went to the salon every few days, hoping to see the doors open. Hoping to hear good news. Hoping Madame Rosalind would finally say, Lina, you're free. Go and build your life. But nothing came. 2 months passed. Hunger came back stronger. Rent was due. Maura's health worsened. Lina tried helping her mother at the roadside stall, but the money barely covered food. One night, Lina sat on the floor of their small room and cried. Was everything a lie? She asked herself. Did she ever plan to teach me? That was the first time Lina felt true fear. Not fear of failure, but fear of being forgotten. It was Mama ESI, their neighbor, who spoke sense into her. Mama ESI was an older woman with tired eyes and a strong voice. She had watched Lina grow up. Why are you waiting? She asked one evening. Waiting for who? Lina lowered her head. Madame Rosalind. Mama ESI shook her head. My daughter, no one builds your future for you. If you can do hair, start small. But I don't have much, Lina replied. Mama ESI smiled sadly. Most people who succeed didn't. That night, Lina didn't sleep. She sat alone in the shop, staring at the mirror. Is doing good work a mistake? She whispered. That was the moment the seed of doubt entered her heart. And once doubt enters, darkness is never far behind. Lina did not understand it at first. Every time a customer came back after many weeks, they smiled and praised her work again. "Your braids lasted so long," one woman said happily. "I didn't need to touch my hair for a whole month," another added. They spoke like it was a gift. But Lina felt a tight pain in her chest. A gift that made her poor. Each compliment reminded her that her hands were too good for her own survival. The hair stayed neat. The braids stayed firm. There was no reason to rush back. And without customers, there was no money. She started counting coins at night. Counting debts. Counting days. Sometimes she skipped meals so her sister could eat. Sometimes she lied to her mother, saying business was fine when it wasn't. Fear became her silent companion. One afternoon, Lina walked past another salon just a few shops away. The place was always full. Women sat shoulder to shoulder. Some winced as their hair was pulled tight. Others complained loudly. "Oh, you're breaking my head. Why is it burning like this?" Yet they kept coming back. Lina stood outside and watched. The styles were not neat. The lines were crooked. The braids looked painful. But customers returned again and again. Every week. Sometimes twice in 1 week. Lina didn't understand it. How, she wondered. How are they surviving like this? That evening, Mama ESI visited her shop. "You look tired," the old woman said, settling into a chair. "I'm trying," Lina replied softly. Mama ESI nodded slowly. "Trying is good. But remember what I told you." Lina looked up. "Repeat customers," Mama ESI said. "That's the secret." Those words followed Lina home. They echoed in her mind as she lay awake that night. Repeat customers. Repeat customers. But how? The next day, Lina listened more closely. She paid attention when other stylists talked. She noticed things she had ignored before. One afternoon, while buying supplies, she overheard two stylists laughing. "If the hair lasts too long, hunger will last longer," one said. They both laughed. Another time, Lina remembered something Madame Rosalind once said years ago. "Strong relaxers itch the scalp," Madame Rosalind had warned another apprentice. "Use it too much and customers won't rest." At the time, Lina had thought it was a warning. Now, it sounded like knowledge. Dangerous knowledge. The idea did not come all at once. It crept in slowly. Like a whisper. Like a suggestion she did not invite but did not chase away. What if, Lina thought one night, staring at her creams. What if customers needed to come back sooner? She shook her head violently. "No," she whispered. "I can't." But hunger does not care about morals. Fear does not respect patience. Days later, Lina stood in front of a beauty supply shop. She stared at the shelves. Her heart pounded. Her hands trembled. She bought a small container of strong relaxers. Just in case, she told herself. That night, she mixed a tiny amount into her regular hair cream. Very small. Almost nothing. She told herself it wouldn't harm anyone. She hid the mixture in an old container with no label. When she closed the shop that evening, Lina cried. "I'm sorry," she whispered into the empty room. The first customer came the next day. A regular neighbor. Lina applied the cream gently, smiling as usual. Nothing happened. No reaction. No itching. For 3 days, nothing happened. Lina began to relax. Maybe it's harmless, she thought. Then on the 4th day, the woman returned. "Lina," she said, scratching her head, "my scalp has been itching." Lina's heart skipped. She forced a calm smile. "Some people have sensitive skin," she said gently. "I'll help you." She washed the hair carefully and applied oil. The woman thanked her. She paid. And she promised to return. Lina sat down after she left, breathing heavily. It worked. Soon, more customers returned. All with the same complaint. It's itching. It's uncomfortable. My scalp feels strange. Lina responded with concern. She apologized. She treated them. She reassured them. They trusted her. And they paid. For the first time since opening her salon, Lina did not worry about rent. Money came steadily. Her mother smiled more. Mora's medicines were bought on time. Lina upgraded her shop. New mirror. New chair. New signboard paint. She even created her own scalp relief oil. Customers bought it eagerly. Business was booming. But peace never came. At night, Lina dreamed of scratching hands and crying faces. In the mornings, she ignored the guilt. This is survival, she told herself. I'm not hurting them. But the complaints grew worse. It's burning. My hair is falling. There are spots on my head. Lina increased the oil. Increased the treatment. Then she increased the chemical. Just a little more. Each time, customers returned faster. Each time, Lina earned more. Greed wrapped itself around fear. And fear became quiet. There was one customer Lina noticed but never truly saw. Her name was Nora. Nora was quiet. Observant. She never complained loudly. When her scalp began to itch, she watched Lina closely. She noticed the unlabeled container. The careful hiding. The rehearsed words. Nora said nothing. But her eyes remembered everything. Lina did not notice the danger. She only saw full chairs. Busy days. A growing name. She told herself the ends justified the means. She told herself everyone did it. She told herself she was still in control. But once a lie starts feeding you, it never stops eating. And soon, it demands more. Lina's salon no longer knew silence. From morning till evening, Lina Glow Studio stayed full. Women lined up outside before opening hours. Some brought stools. Some brought food, prepared to wait. The same shop that once echoed with loneliness now buzzed with voices, complaints, laughter, and pain. Lina moved fast. Her hands worked confidently. Her smile came easily. Her pockets stayed full. To outsiders, she looked like a success story. A young woman who refused to give up. A stylist who beat poverty. But inside Lina's heart, something had gone cold. Customers no longer waited weeks to return. They came back after days. Some after 2 days. Some the very next day. My head is on fire, one woman cried. My hair is breaking, another said angrily. I can't sleep at night, a third complained. Lina nodded sympathetically. I'm so sorry, she said softly. Some scalps react differently. She washed. She treated. She applied oil. She collected money. And each time she did, she felt a sharp pinch inside her chest. But she ignored it. Her mother noticed the change first. You are making money now, her mother said one evening as Lina handed her groceries. But you don't smile like before. Lina forced a laugh. I'm just tired. Mora looked at her quietly from the corner. Children see things adults miss. But no one asked more questions. With money came confidence. With confidence came carelessness. Lina no longer measured the chemical carefully. She mixed faster. Stronger. More. After all, she had done it many times. Nothing had happened to her. Nothing serious. Customers still came. So it must be fine. But the complaints became darker. My hair is falling in clumps. There are wounds on my scalp. My head smells strange. Some customers cried openly. Lina comforted them. Let me fix it, she promised. She sold more treatments. More oils. More services. She told herself she was helping them heal what she caused. The lie grew bigger. Among all the customers, Nora remained different. Nora was not loud. She did not shout. She did not insult. She washed. When Lina reached for the unlabeled container, Nora noticed. When Lina applied it quickly, hiding it from view, Nora noticed. When Lina avoided questions, Nora noticed. One afternoon, Nora returned with a friend named Salon. Salon had thick, healthy hair. Lina smiled brightly. "Welcome," she said. As she prepared the cream, Nora's eyes followed every movement. She saw Lina reach under the table. She saw the small container. She saw Lina mix it hurriedly. Something tightened in Nora's chest. "Lina," Nora asked calmly, "what do you put in your cream?" Lina froze for half a second. "It's my special mix," she replied quickly. "It helps the hair last and shine." Nora nodded slowly. She said nothing else. But her silence was louder than words. That night, Nora spoke to Salon. "Something is wrong," she said. "Very wrong." Salon frowned. "But she's popular." "That's what scares me," Nora replied. They made a plan. Meanwhile, Lina felt unstoppable. She bought better clothes. She painted her salon again. She started dreaming bigger. Maybe a second branch. Maybe a bigger shop. She ignored the faces that no longer smiled. She ignored the whispers. She ignored the pain she caused. Success had covered her ears. The day everything changed began like any other. The salon was full. Music played softly. Women chatted. Nora and Salom arrived together. Lina greeted them warmly. As she prepared Salom's hair, Nora stood close. Very close. Lina reached for the unlabeled container. Nora stepped forward. "Wait," she said. The room grew quiet. "What is that?" Nora asked, pointing. Lina's hand trembled. "It's just cream," she said. "Show us," Nora replied. Other customers turned. Whispers filled the air. "Show us. What is it? Why is there no label?" Lina's heart raced. She laughed nervously. "You people worry too much." Nora crossed her arms. "Then prove it." Silence fell like a heavy cloth. Lina looked around. All eyes were on her. For the first time in months, fear returned. Real fear. She tried to speak. No words came. Her hands shook. Her secret stood between her and the truth. Finally, Lina broke. Tears spilled before words did. "I didn't mean to hurt anyone," she cried. "I just wanted people to come back." Gasps filled the room. "What did you do? You damaged our hair. You poisoned us." Chaos erupted. Someone screamed. Someone shouted for the police. Lina sank into a chair. The dream collapsed in seconds. Outside, people gathered. Inside, customers cried, cursed, and held their heads. Police sirens approached. Lina stared at the floor. This was the moment she could never undo. The police arrived faster than Lina expected. 2 officers pushed through the crowd that had gathered outside Lina Glow studio. Women shouted over one another, pointing fingers, scratching their heads, crying loudly. "She did this to us. Our hair is gone." She knew what she was doing. Inside the salon, Lina sat frozen on a chair. Her legs felt weak. Her mouth tasted bitter. She could still hear Nora's voice in her head. "Then prove it." One of the officers stepped forward. "Who is the owner of this place?" No one answered. All eyes turned to Lina. Slowly, she raised her hand. "I am," she said in a small voice. The officer looked around at the damaged scalps, the angry faces, the unlabeled container lying on the table. "You'll have to come with us," he said. Lina stood up on shaking legs. As she stepped outside, the shouting grew louder. "Wicked girl. She should pay. She ruined our heads." Someone threw a sachet of water. It missed her by inches. Lina did not look back. The police station smelled of dust and old paper. Lina sat on a wooden bench, her hands folded tightly on her lap. Her eyes were red from crying, but no more tears came. An officer asked her questions. What did you mix? How long have you been doing this? Did you know it was harmful? Lina answered quietly. She told them everything. About Brightway Salon. About being ignored. About hunger. About fear. About repeat customers. Her voice cracked as she spoke. I didn't plan to hurt anyone, she said again and again. I just didn't want my family to starve. The officer listened but did not soften. Intent doesn't erase damage, he said calmly. News traveled fast. By evening, Lina's mother arrived at the station. The woman looked smaller than usual, her shoulders bent under a heavy load of shame and shock. Lina, she whispered, rushing forward. Lina broke down completely. I'm sorry, Mama, she sobbed. I wanted to help us. Her mother held her tightly, tears running down her own face. I wish you had told me, she said softly. We would have managed. Those words hurt more than the shouting. Community elders were called. Men and women with grey hair and firm voices sat in a small room, listening to both sides. The customers spoke angrily. Some cried. Some demanded justice. Nora spoke last. Her voice was calm but firm. She broke our trust, Nora said. And trust is not easy to heal. The elders nodded. After long discussions, a decision was made. There would be an out-of-court settlement. Lina would pay for treatments. She would compensate for the worst cases. Her salon would remain closed until further notice. Lina agreed to everything. She had no strength left to fight. That night, Lina was allowed to return home. She did not sleep. She sat on the floor of her shop, staring at the signboard. Lina Glow Studio. The name mocked her now. The glow was gone. In the morning, Mama ESI came. She did not shout. She did not insult. She sat down quietly. You chose a shortcut, Mama ESI said at last. And shortcuts always cut deep. Lina nodded, tears streaming down her face. I thought repeat customers meant survival, Lina whispered. They do, Mama ESI replied. But not like this. Repeat customers come back because they trust you, not because you hurt them. Those words settled heavy in Lina's heart. Days passed. Lina removed the signboard herself. She packed away the mirrors. She scrubbed the floor. She threw away every unlabeled container. The salon stood empty. People passed by without looking. Her name became a warning. Don't go there. That's the girl who ruined her. Lina accepted it. She knew she deserved it. One evening, Lina sat alone in the shop, holding a broom. She remembered her first day. The excitement. The hope. She remembered the moment fear replaced patience. And she understood. Success without integrity is poison. Slow success may hurt, but fast success that harms destroys everything. Lina closed her eyes. If anyone ever returns, she whispered, I will do it right. Or not at all. For a long time, no one came near Lina's shop. The door stayed locked. Dust gathered on the window. The mirror inside reflected only silence. Lina stopped opening the salon every morning. There was no reason to. Instead, she woke early and helped her mother at the roadside stall. She carried baskets. She arranged vegetables. She sat under the sun like she used to before her apprenticeship days. People whispered when they passed. That's her. The hair spoiler. She used chemicals. Lina lowered her head and kept walking. Shame became her daily clothing. At night, she replayed everything. The first compliment. The first coin. The first lie. She remembered how fear pushed her forward and how greed blinded her. Sometimes she cried quietly so her sister would not hear. Other times, she stayed awake until morning, thinking. Thinking about trust. Thinking about patience. Thinking about how close she had been to losing herself completely. One afternoon, Mama ESI visited again. She sat beside Lina at the stall and watched customers come and go. "You're quiet these days, Mama." "Yes," I said. "I'm learning," Lina replied. "Mama." "Yes," I nodded. "Pain is a teacher." Lina swallowed hard. "Will people ever forgive me?" "Mama." "Yes," I looked at her carefully. "Forgiveness is slow. Trust is slower. But honesty has a sound people recognize." Those words stayed with Lina. A week later, Lina returned to the salon. She unlocked the door for the first time in days. The place smelled stale. She opened the windows, swept the floor, cleaned the mirror. She did not open for customers. She cleaned for herself. She cleaned as an apology. Lina removed every product she could not explain. She threw away oils with no labels, creams with unclear contents, bottles she once hid. She bought fresh products, simple products, safe products. She wrote labels by hand. She promised herself, "If I can't explain it, I won't use it." Days passed. Then one morning, someone stood outside the salon. Lina froze. Her heart pounded. She peered through the window. It was an elderly woman from the neighborhood, Auntie Grace. Auntie Grace knocked gently. Lina opened the door slowly. "I heard you cleaned the shop," Auntie Grace said. "Yes," Lina replied softly. "I need my hair washed," the woman said. "No chemicals. Just washing." Lina nodded eagerly. "Yes. Please." As she washed the woman's hair, Lina's hands shook, not from fear, but from care. She explained every product. She showed every container. She moved slowly. When Auntie Grace left, she smiled. "Thank you for being honest," she said. That smile meant more than money. Word traveled quietly. Not loudly. Not fast. But honestly. One customer came. Then another. Then another. They asked questions. "What are you using? Will it itch? Is it safe?" Lina answered everything. Sometimes they left without sitting down. Sometimes they stayed. She accepted both. One afternoon, Nora returned. Lina's heart dropped. She stood behind the counter, unsure. Nora looked around. The clean salon. "You changed," Nora said. "I had to," Lina replied. Nora studied her for a long moment. "I came to see if you meant it." Lina opened a container and placed it on the table. "This is everything I use," she said. "You can read the labels." Nora nodded slowly. "I won't sit today," she said. "But I respect what you're doing." That was enough. Money came slowly. Very slowly. Some days Lina made nothing. Some days just enough for food. But peace returned. Her sleep improved. Her smile returned. Her conscience rested. She understood now. Slow growth lasts longer. One evening, Lina sat with her mother and sister. "I failed you," Lina said quietly. Her mother shook her head. "You learned. That is not failure." Mora smiled weakly. "You're still my hero." Lina hugged them both. Tears fell, but this time, they were lighter. Lina reopened the salon officially. No loud announcement. No music. No banners. Just honesty. On the door, she placed a handwritten note. "Safe hair. Honest service. No shortcuts." People read it. Some laughed. Some nodded. Some entered. Lina worked carefully. Each braid was slow. Each wash was gentle. Each customer was informed. She no longer chased fast money. She chased trust. And trust, she learned, walks slowly, but it stays. Time passed. Not quickly. Not loudly. But steadily. Lina learned to measure her success differently. She no longer counted full chairs or fast money. She counted peaceful days. She counted honest smiles. She counted nights she slept without fear. Some customers never returned. She accepted that. Others came back slowly, carefully, like people touching a wound to see if it still hurt. Lina understood them. Trust, once broken, does not rush home. One afternoon, Lina overheard two women talking outside the salon. She changed, one said. Yes, the other replied. But will it last? Lina heard them and felt no anger. She knew words alone could not heal the damage she had done. Only time and consistency could. So she stayed consistent. Lina began speaking openly. Whenever a customer sat down, she explained everything. What style lasts longer? What style needs a quick retouch? What products are safe? Sometimes customers choose styles that would last longer. That meant they wouldn't return soon. Lina smiled and accepted it. She had learned the true meaning of patience. One rainy morning, something unexpected happened. A woman walked in holding a scarf tightly around her head. Her voice was quiet. Are you the one who ruined her before? Lina looked up. Yes, she replied calmly. And I am the one trying to fix herself now. The woman studied her face. I heard you don't hide things anymore. I don't, Lina said. You can see everything I use. The woman hesitated, then slowly removed the scarf. Her scalp showed scars. Lina's heart tightened. I don't want pain, the woman whispered. I won't cause any, Lina promised. She kept her word. Months passed. The salon did not grow big. But it grew solid. Customers who came back did so because they wanted to, not because they were forced. Some brought friends. Not many. But enough. Lina's income stabilized. Her mother no longer worried every night. Mora's health improved. Their home felt lighter. One evening, Mama ESI stopped by again. She looked around the shop. It's different, she said. Yes, Lina smiled. So am I. Mama ESI nodded. You learned the hard way. Lina lowered her head. I almost lost myself. But you found your way back, Mama ESI replied. That mattered. 1 year after the incident, Lina replaced the old signboard. Not with bright paint. Not with fancy words. Just simple letters. Lina's hair studio. Integrity before profit. People noticed. Some smiled. Some shook their heads. But Lina stood firm. Late one evening, Lina closed the shop and stood outside, looking at the quiet street of Maple Junction. She remembered the shouting. The police. The shame. She remembered the hunger. The fear. The temptation. And she understood something clearly for the first time. Poverty pushes people. Fear pressures people. But choice defines people. She had chosen wrongly once. But she chose right after. Inside the salon, the mirror reflected a different woman now. Not richer. Not famous. But honest. Lina touched the mirror lightly. I will never trade trust for money again, she whispered. The story of Lina spread slowly. Not as a warning anymore. But as a lesson. Parents told their children. Stylists told apprentices. Learn your skill. Be patient. Don't destroy others to survive. Lina still braided hair. She still washed hair. She still worked long hours. But every night, she slept in peace. And that peace was worth more than all the fast money she once chased. Moral of the story. Talent without patience is dangerous. Success without integrity is empty. Shortcuts may bring fast rewards, but they leave deep scars. True success is slow, honest, and built on trust. And though it takes longer, it lasts. Thanks for watching. And please don't forget to subscribe for more.